I'm Lo Greco. If there's two things I love doing most, it's eating and boxing. Join me as I travel the world talking to world-class boxers, promoters, and trainers, and what's it like to be at the top of their game. New York City. In 1955, a young, handsome Dominic Pugliese, an immigrant to the United States, learned the art of New York-style pizza from a man who owned a local bakery called VESUVIO'S. In 1957, him, his brother Ettore, and their father journeyed to Toronto and introduced the city's first ever pizzeria, as we know it today, VESUVIO'S New York-style pizza. VESUVIO'S Pizzeria focuses on keeping their customers coming back for more by using fresh ingredients, all while keeping their methods traditional, making pizzas from the heart.
The New York pizza is very similar to what we make in Italy, and we tried to take the Italian reality to make it here.
Authentic.
Authentic,
As possible.
Yes, yes.
The scene in the 50s, it was different than it is today. What was it like when you first opened this? And was the Toronto people ready for something like this?
I don't know if it was ready. People didn't know much about it. So we used to make the pizzas right there in the corner and flip it on the air, and because people would stop on the sidewalk and look stunned and say, what these people are doing, you know. We're gonna make a pizza like we used to make 60 years ago, right in that place.
So follow me, let's take it back in 1957.
110%, that's quality. And you don't want to cheat people. You buy the best. You do your own sauce. We don't buy nothing canned. We do our own sauce, the cheese.
What's in your head while you're making pizza?
You know, believe it or not, 60 years later, I still eat pizza 2-3 times a week. It's got to be a reason, because that's quality food.
Right.
That it's nothing fried. Whatever it is baked.
Their GM, Robert James, understands the importance of marketing in 2017, and that today's digital customers are always in search for the best pizza in the city.
We're dealing with a millennium customer. They're more well-informed. They're calling up, they're picking out their phone, they're looking on the apps, they order from VESUVIO'S. You know, in 1957 when they came here, it was like a tradition, a night out. Now we're not getting so much that, but we're getting a customer who comes in and says, well, my mom and dad had their first date here. And I was just passing by, I haven't been in the junction in 20 years, and you know what? I want to get a pizza. And you know what? It's still the same.
1959, when we started our delivery service, to get to the people, how do we do? I mean, the city was growing up. High rises come all over the place. So we thought, we bought 600 Fiats and we painted them all white, and the whole roof was a whole gigantic pizza like this. Why? Because we would go to Hyde Park or Oakmount, these high rises, which there's a lot, and people, they look and what they see up there is a pizza.
Wow. So now people advertise on their cars and get paid for it.
Eddie never wants to compromise the ingredients to the customer, so he refuses to get a dipping sauce to bend down to the new millenniums. It hasn't hurt us in the business part at all. It's actually strengthened us knowing that you're walking into a traditional New York style pizza, the first one in Toronto. You know, a New York style pizza, if you look at the history of it, is like a thicker crust and thinner in the middle, because they used to be able to fold it together like a sandwich. It was the cheese first, then the sauce later, which is an interesting fact because today we do sauce, then cheese.
The most important thing, that's the base. Then comes the sauce,
The cheese.
the cheese.
And the ingredients.
Then anybody can buy the ingredients, like the mushrooms and the green peppers and the onions. They all grow, you know. But the dough, you gotta make it, and you have to know how to make it. The sauce you have to prepare, and you have to know how. That's it. That's the two main things.
The dough is actually very smooth, but very. It's not hard, and it's not too soft. I think it's right where it needs to be for a New York style pizza. It's the cheese, the sauce, and the ingredients stirred. So I give this a 10. Forza Calabria, Forza Sicilia. Taking a stroll downtown, there's a good chance you'll run into some good friends along the way. I'm here with my buddy Johnny, a casual boxing fan, who's loaded with some questions for me.